Alright guys, how's it going? Now before I get into this video, I just want to point out I have got a blinding headache. So if I'm a bit, that's why, alright? I just don't feel too good tonight. It's an important claim and it needs to be addressed, I think, because we've obviously been following the drama surrounding Ruben Amorim and all that stuff on Monday, I think it was. So it's important to provide this update because obviously I've been making claims and suggestions as to what I think's been going on, and this absolutely backs up what I've said, really. The headline is Ruben Amorim spoke to West Ham to put pressure on Liverpool, decision backfired. Sport Witness are covering these claims. Sport Witness is an absolutely brilliant website, I've got to be honest with you. I do like them. They have really good coverage. They're not clickbaity at all. Yeah, and I just like them. You know, many a times on here we criticize certain websites, and maybe it feels like I'm always criticizing websites, but that's because there aren't many good ones. But Sport Witness is very good. So basically, obviously we know that Ruben Amorim, went to see West Ham or whatever. I think it was Monday. I think it was the day I was out when it all kicked off, the private jet and all that. In the run-up to Monday, I think the end of last week, we spoke about, contract offers or terms being offered and things like that. And, Liverpool, we believe that Liverpool had identified Ruben Amorim to be their preferred target. That's going to be denied now, obviously. As they did with Alonso, it was just, he was one of many, and all that. Never thought they'd get him, never made a formal offer, all that fucking jazz or whatever. And we thought that they would come back after the weekend with a response to Liverpool about whether or not, maybe they could work together. Since then, obviously, Ruben Amorim was photographed boarding that private jet from Portugal, apparently to fly to London to meet West Ham. And since then, we've been told that Ruben Amorim's demands via his agent are excessive and way higher than what Liverpool were prepared to pay. We're told that Amorim wanted £10 million net and a signing on fee, and of course there would have been something for the agent as well. And of course with Liverpool having to pay a contract release clause, whether it be, whatever, it all would become a very, very expensive investment for Liverpool. And basically it was like a to-ing and fro-ing, you know what I mean, like through the media. So I said, I think, Ruben Amorim going to London was their response, if you like. Him and the agent's response to Liverpool's, take it or leave it kind of offer. And then I said, well, it's now Liverpool's turn to respond, to hit back. And what did they do? Which literally within, 24 hours, 48 hours, I can't even remember. All this stuff's come out about this guy, I can't even think of his name, Arne Slot, leaked to all the Liverpool journalists, all at the same time covering it. That was Liverpool's response to the Amorim camp, in my opinion, right? So, I mean, I can't back any of that up, and I'm not trying to. You form your own opinions. This is just my opinion. And in other words, I feel like Liverpool was just like, do you know what? That was our offer. You're not going to force us into doing something just because you have to speak to another club now in West Ham. So, crack on with it. We're going to crack on with this other fella. And it all sounded like, I think I don't know if I did this on a live stream or if I said it in a video, but I said it. I feel like Ruben Amorim's been ill-advised by his agent with it all. Especially going over, to London during, a title challenge in Portugal ahead of a cup final as well. I thought that was a really shitty thing to do, to be honest, for their fans, for that club, the people that employ him and everything. And I also think that the whole circus and media circus, which clearly has to be the agent, we've had Pedro the Parrot squawking non-stop. He's gone very quiet now, hasn't he? Who was obviously being fed, some people might think that, by Ruben Amorim's agent. And I just think it all became a bit too much for Liverpool. Too excessive demands, all the circus. Would you want that if you were employing him? And this is by no means an attack on Ruben Amorim. He's got an agent, but it seems like the agent has been ill-advised, and I've said, has been ill-advising him. And I've said that, on my streams and videos, wherever this, right? If you follow all of my content, you'll have heard me say that. And this is basically backing up those suggestions. Ruben Amorim spoke to West Ham to put pressure on Liverpool. Decision backfired. Now, I won't read all this out to you, but let me just, try and find some interesting points for you. So we know that we're led to believe that we don't know anything as a fact, but we're led to believe that when Amorim holds his next pre-match press conference ahead of a very important game against Porto, that he will address why he went to London. And there is a suggestion that he might admit that he made a mistake due to the timing of it. This is purely speculation. Now, it says here, the claim is that Amorim's flight to England was a move to put pressure on Liverpool, who'd been taking their time about signing him, concluding a deal. So taking their time about signing him, I think, is purely to do with the, contracts, the terms, like we said last week, didn't we? The rumour was Liverpool were like, this is your offer, it's non-negotiable. In other words, it sounded like Liverpool had been going backwards and forwards with it and had gone, look, we'd like you to be our manager. That's what we're proposing. That's what we're putting on the table. It's non-negotiable. They come back over the weekend by going to West Ham to put pressure on Liverpool. And this article is basically more or less backing that up, I think. It's claimed the trip went bad once Liverpool saw him go to England, and then Liverpool leaked to the English media that Amorim was not the number one name anymore. I'm going to read you the exact paragraph. Okay, the journalist, this is to do with not one of our clicky journalists, them lot that covering that stuff. The journalist claims the trip went bad once the Reds, watching his move, leaked to the English media that Amorim was not the number one name for Jurgen Klopp's position. And yeah, I think this is what we've basically said on here, isn't it? And Liverpool have basically gone, fuck off. Right. So why else did every single journalist, from the best Liverpool journalists to the click, to the worst, to the desperate, to the fallen journalists that used to be good, every single one of them ran the Arne Slot stuff, right? They didn't cite, Ornstein or Joyce, according to Joyce. All of them, they were all briefed at once. In other words, someone at Anfield picked up a phone, got it out to all of them and said, you can go with this, this is what's happening. And I suggested that was a direct retaliation to this, as if to say, you know what, you've had your offer, we're not moving on the deal, this is your last chance to do something about it. And I think it's too late now. I don't know what you think. I mean, well, you never say never in football, anything could happen. They keep emphasising, don't they, that Arne Slot is now the focus, the current focus. And even Ornstein, I think it's Ornstein or Joyce, one, I can't remember who, I've got an idea. Said, but other candidates are still being looked at, right? So I'm not sure they can wind it back, the Amorim side, to be honest with you. But basically, the trip went bad. That's the private meeting in London. Once Liverpool, watching his every move, leaked to the English media that Amorim was not the number one name for Jurgen Klopp's position. Now, the slant is that Amorim and his agent thought it would be a good tactic, but it ended up backfiring. Okay? And that's basically it, backfiring. I think most of us would say that was just the West Ham thing. In my mind, it was, I don't know, they had the fact that they photographed him on the runway boarding this private jet. that was all for Liverpool's benefit, right? Because you don't do that. You don't do that. If he really wanted to be the manager of West Ham, then it would have all been kept under the radar. You don't do that. And what did I say to you? Or what do I always say to you, right? Whenever you read a claim, or from whether it's from Ornstein, Joyce, whether it's something, a photograph of, in this case, a potential managerial candidate body, why am I seeing that? Who wants me to see that? Who does it benefit? And my opinion at the time was that was all set up for Liverpool's benefit, to put pressure on them, because Liverpool had made an offer, in my opinion, that was like, this is our offer and that's it. You know what I mean? And their response was, fuck that, Monday, we're going to get you on a flight, we're going to go and speak to West Ham, and we'll up the pressure a little bit on Liverpool. And it's backfired, because then Liverpool immediately leaked. There's no way in a million years that was not a coordinated media exercise, if you like. Sounds like military, doesn't it? By Liverpool Football Club in response to what they saw. And now we've got it coming out there from the journals as well. It's bang on the money, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So you would have to say, and I remember saying this, I think, or words to this effect, that when Liverpool leaked all that development to all the journalists, the good, the bad, the ugly, I'm not going to single one of the journals out as being the ugly one. But, see, I've thrown myself off while but trying to be smart. When they leaked it out, I said to you, it could be, some people might think one or two things. They're leaking it out to put pressure on Amorim to reconsider, or two, they really are going for this chap. And what I said was, I think it's both. In other words, this is your chance to reconsider before we commit to something. But if you don't, we're quite happy to follow this fella. And that's what I think. And I'm kind of chuffed that these claims are coming out, because it backs up what my thinking has been all along. I mean, it doesn't mean it's true just because a journalist is saying the same as what I'm saying. It doesn't really make any difference to me whether I'm right or wrong. But that's what I think's happened, guys. I really do. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section, please. So, backfired. And I think it has backfired. But I tell you what, my hunch, and I'm speculating, my hunch is that Liverpool are not that bothered about Ruben Amorim for a number of reasons. I think that they have obviously, at some point, thought he could be the perfect manager for this club, all right? And you could do that when you go on a date with a chick or a fella, right? You might think, this is a really nice person to be with, but then you go on a date or something, or a couple, and you go, oh, actually, I don't like that about him. And then it all falls through. So what's the difference? They flirt with a managerial candidate, they then find out a little bit about the character and the whole thing, and then go, do you know what, actually, do you know what, I should have swiped fucking left. Do you know what I mean? So, I think Liverpool, I do think that they went for Alonso. I think the Alonso situation changed when Edwards came back. That's my view on that. You'd have to agree with me. I do think that they put forward a proposal to Ruben Amorim. It'll be denied, obviously. And I do think there has been some gameplay by everyone involved, and that's natural. It is natural. But I think with Ruben Amorim, if you think about Arne Slot, we haven't seen anything, no media circus around him, and it's been very hush-hush, and that will appeal to Liverpool. Liverpool will not alight that constant running commentary that we were getting from Pedro de Parra and others from Portugal. That will have been a concern for the club, definitely. And the excessive, if true, because maybe Liverpool Football Club, maybe someone at the club wants you to think that he took the piss, because that will make you get your back up. And it might not be true. So there's no proof of that at the moment. And maybe we'll never know. But it's certainly, I bet it swayed your way of thinking a little bit towards this other chap, Slot, because you'd be thinking, you know what, if he 10 million gets for rather have that fella, do you know what I mean? So they're very clever how to get this out there. However, the suggestions that Amorim was asking too much money actually originated from Portugal, I believe, and not from any credible LFC journalists, i.e. Ornstein or Born Again Joyce, or any of the clique below them two. I should say right now that Fabrizio Romano, I don't consider him an LFC journalist, if you like. I mean, in fairness, Ornstein covers all sorts, right? So, but you know what I mean. Ornstein and Joyce are the two Liverpool journos that you pay attention to, the only two that you need to pay attention to. And Fabrizio Romano is also worth monitoring, definitely, but he's not in the clique. The clique is the lower end ones, all the ones that were briefed the other day. They all agree with each other. They're all pally. And at one time in the past, back in the day, when there was some journalism, when there was proper hacks that really got news stories and ran them without consent or permission from the club, they were quite interesting people. They ran exclusive and everything. Today, everything is controlled. It's not just our owners. It's just the way that the clubs have gone because they're so powerful with their own social media, and they don't need journalists as much as they did in the past, although they do still exploit relationships, obviously. I don't know if I've explained any of this very well to you. I have got headaches and I don't feel too good. I'm all right, do you know what I mean? I've been on the Xbox for an hour, to be honest with you. Maybe it's that, I don't know. I just don't feel that good. So just summary, why are you making the video, Dunk? Well, Ruben Amorim spoke to West Ham to put pressure on Liverpool. Decision backfired, ill-advised by his agent. Liverpool watching his every move, meaning watching everything that's been coming out of Portugal like we do, have seen what they've tried to do, and they've sat there, and I'll take my hat off to whoever it is at the club, whether it's Hughes, Edwards, fucking John Henry himself, whatever, and they've gone, piss off. Right? Do you know what I mean? So, but I don't want to turn it into an anti-Amorim vibe because we don't hear everything, and it could be the agent. But at the end of the day, I always say this, supporters do this all the time. When an agent like Mo Salah's agent, acts like a clown or something, has been disrespectful to Jurgen Klopp, people go, oh, well, it's his agent. He will never, he will never know more. Bullshit. If I've got someone representing me, I'm going to say, hang on, don't be doing that, don't be saying that. Do you know what I mean? So there has to be some responsibility here. And it does say in the article that Amorim and the journalist, Amorim and his agent thought it would be a good tactic, but it ended up backfiring. But the article does stress it's only one view of one journalist saying all this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there might be a different angle to it. I think I'm just worn out of it all now, guys, to be honest with you. All right, that's it. All right. I didn't want to make any more vids today. No, I do. I mean, I might stream later, to be honest with you. I'd like to stream. That was my plan tonight. But I think it's a really, really important one because we've been talking about this, haven't we? And saying that this is what we think's happening. And now we've got people that are supposed to be, clued up on shit, basically saying the same thing. So fair play to Liverpool if that's what's gone on. If you're Ruben Amorim now, you must be thinking, what the fuck have I done? No way. When I heard about West Ham, I was like, what the fuck? There's no way. I don't know. And I'm not being disrespectful to West Ham. I've got loads of mates that support West Ham. And they couldn't fucking believe it. So it'd be interesting to see what happens now. But it is the one thing I will say to you is, yes, Liverpool might, when they leaked all of that, might have been going along the line of, this is our response to you now, but we're going to sniff around him. But since then, they've stepped it up a bit. So there must have been something that changed again. They've heard something from the Amorim camp, I think, which would explain why Joyce edited that article that he published yesterday, 3 o'clock version, originally saying that Arne Slot was someone that Liverpool were looking at, and then the evening last night identified him as I can't remember the exact word, as the main man kind of thing. He edited it. My last upload last night will explain that to you. And I said to you in that video, someone said something to him. Something's changed later in the day yesterday where Liverpool have gone, no, we're going in for him. Like, there's a difference between we've identified to now we're going in. So something triggered that, in my opinion. I just think Liverpool have probably gone too much shit, too much money, this, that and the other. And I don't want you to be like disheartened or underwhelmed by this other chap, even though I understand, because he could turn out to be amazing if he gets the job. And don't forget, the big gun journalists are still saying that there are other candidates. So whether that's just to keep the pressure on the Arne Slot side. But what I would say, and I'll say it again, I think I said it earlier, is you've had all that circus coming from Portugal, but you've heard fuck all of it, basically, from Arne Slot and his peoples, right? Do you know what I mean? And Liverpool will like that. And that's how it should be. And that's a sign of good representation and maybe a good character, as Brendan Rodgers would say, character. All right. I'll leave it with you. I hope I made sense. I'm a little bit, please thumbs up this video if you appreciate, my effort. Please drop me a comment. If you want to get me a beer, won't be having a beer today, or a coffee, please hit the super thanks button, I think it's called. I love that. Please read the video description. Jump on my newsletter. It's free. The chat room's free. My social media accounts are there. My personal accounts. Please, get in there. Read the video description. And the list of names in there that does need updating, and I will take care of that. Won't be today. Yeah, all right, guys. So I won't look at my phone in case there's anything else has come out since, and I need to extend it further. I might do a live stream later tonight. Look out for the notifications. Don't forget, on X and Facebook, it's Cop Talk TV. Go to the main channel page on here for my username. Click on my username. Click on the bell, put all notifications, and if I go live, you'll know about it. Might do that later. If I've got an headache, I won't be going live, though. All right. Okay, whatever. If I don't see you again today, I will hopefully see you tomorrow. All right, guys. Speak soon. All right.